Hello and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. Last night at Stamford Bridge in the Carabao Cup, last 32, it was Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1, and Chelsea went through 4-3 on penalties. So yeah, a bit nerve-wracking at the end, but and hats off to Villa. They had a young side out, and they did really well. Bit dirty, little bit play acting, but that's a professional game now. I suppose they've got to show that they can do that in front of the boss as well. So yeah, we had Kepa in goal. We had we had Callum Hudson-Odoi at right wing back, Chilwell at left wing back, James, Chalobah and Saul in the middle. That was one I didn't see coming. And Kante, Saul, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Werner and Ziyech just behind him. So, yes, what can I say about that game last night? First half, not a lot happened. Probably Villa had the edge on chances. Second half, it was just end-to-end stuff. A really exciting game. One thing I would say about last night was how quiet it was from the Chelsea support, in my humble opinion. A lot of the times getting outsung by Villa, and when you're at home, that's a bit embarrassing. Hope we're not going down the library route, but yeah, maybe it's just because it was the Carabao Cup. So yeah, Kepa was in goal and he made a great save from Archer. And I thought, crikey, he is in a little vein of form, the lad. That's what I like to see as a backup to Mendy. It's nice when you can trust him, and it looks like we probably can. Perhaps he's perhaps a good break has rebuilt his confidence rather than the reverse. Took some pressure off him maybe, because when you're a £70 million player and you go to a new club, people don't always handle it that well. But yeah, started off with a good save. Good save, and then a great clearance from Reece James off the line. That was sort of some of the highlights. The goal that Villa got in the second half was, it was the lad Archer again, and he just got between Reece James and Chalobah. It was an awful bit of defending, really, and I'm sure Thomas will have a few words to say this morning at training. But that said, it was a great ball in, so good finish as well. Young lad looks like he can definitely finish. And of course, the goal that we got, Timo Werner. I had him on the play predictor. I had us to win 1-0 as well, so I was a bit gutted when they scored. But yeah, Timo Werner put it away well. About 5 minutes later, he had a chance that he should have finished and put it wide. But that's Timo all over anyway. But it's nice to see him back on the score sheet, and nice to see a smile back on his face. To be honest, it's been a bit of a up and down time at Chelsea, isn't it? But lots of people singing his name, and that was good to hear. Proper support. We had Mount had a chance with the outside of the foot that went wide. Bendia should have scored and missed. And then we had the substitutions in the second half. Barkley for Ziyech and Lukaku for Saul. And to be honest, when Barkley came on for Ziyech, I thought to myself, yes, we've got a proper attacking midfielder on the pitch. That shows the way Ziyech has been playing after his injury, I guess. Other note, another great effort from Mount, where he was unlucky. I've got Ashley Young, DB, dirty, that doesn't change no matter what football kit he's got on. When someone's just by you and you stick your foot out with no intention whatsoever to play the ball, to me, that's a sending off. Serious, that's a sending off. When you see some of these sending offs where they go fully committed to get the ball, they get a bit of the ball maybe, but they take the man as well. Red card. But I think it was it Callum Hudson-Odoi? Yeah, it was Callum Hudson-Odoi just off, and first of all, Ashley Young tried to kick him, but he couldn't, and then he just stuck his foot out. No way could he get the ball, and he got his trailing leg and brought him over. To me, that's a sending off. That's just, it's not professional, that's just dirty. So yeah, Buendia up for an Oscar. There were a few Villa players like that. It was a shame, really. But there you go. So I'll get straight down to the scoring, shall I? Kepa had a really good game again. Obviously, good penalty save, but his all-round play during the game was pretty good. Come for another ball in the air. I was just stood there shocked. Yeah, Kepa, I think he's playing really well at the moment. I'm going to give him an 8.5 for last night because you know, his all-round game was pretty decent, and he had obviously the penalty save, which again was a decent save. James last night was excellent, I thought. Apart from the going missing on the goal, bit of lack of communication maybe between him and Chalobah. But to be honest, last night, when you think of the amount of changes we had in that side, I'm surprised that the performance was as good as it was. I thought it would be more. I thought there'd be a lot more lack of communication at times, because some of them players just don't play together week in, week out. It's all right trading, but obviously a game is a lot different to that. So yeah, James last night. If he hadn't have gone missing on the goal, I would have given him a 9, but he gets an 8.5 from me. I thought he was superb. Some of the tackles he put in, a bit more like the old Reece James last night as well. Getting forward, looking dangerous. Had a belter of a shot that the keeper saved, and yeah, it was a good performance. Chilwell last night, I thought he acquitted himself well. Bearing in mind he's hardly played any minutes whatsoever, I thought he had a good game. Sort of faded a little bit in the second half, but again, I'd expect that from a player that hasn't played a lot. But good defensively, always trying to get forward. Just an early days Ben Chilwell performance, sort of you'd expect first game of the season if he just come up for pre-season training. I forgot Callum Hudson-Odoi, didn't I? Callum Hudson-Odoi to me last night was a waste of space. The amount of times he actually takes his own eye off the ball when he's dribbling. I don't know how many times he's done that last night, 7, 8. He loses the ball because he's not actually watching what he's doing. I don't know what that's all about. I don't. Presumably, I've always thought if you're controlling anything, a football or anything, you've got to watch what you're doing without looking, without getting your head up. Imagine playing snooker with your head up. What's going to happen? Not a lot. And that's what happened last night with Callum Hudson-Odoi. He was one of those players that didn't really stake a claim for a place. I think if we get offered 30 million again by Bayern Munich, which I can't see happening, I think Chelsea should probably snap their hands off. And it's a shame. I want to see him do well, and the boy has got potential, but his decision making last night was shocking, and his defensive work was negligible at best, and I say this dribbling, it's anyway. Callum Hudson-Odoi gets a 5 from me. Chalobah last night, particularly in the first half, was absolutely superb. When Villa came at us, he stood up to the plate, and some great headers, some great tackles, couple of good runs forward, reminded me of a bit of a Rudiger, and yeah, Chalobah really is staking a claim for a place in that side. It's a shame we're so good defensively. I'd actually like to see them maybe moved into defensive centre of midfield when Kante went off last night. I think it would have been good to see him at that level. I've seen sort of footage of him. in the development squad at that, and I've actually seen him in the development squad, but I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot about him. But I'd like to have seen him move forward. But he was excellent last night, and he gets an 8.5 from me. Saul, a bit of a mixed bag. Again, young lad, hasn't played first team football at Chelsea. Thrown in against a pretty determined Villa attack. He did some very good things and some very naive things. Gave the ball away 3 times very cheaply, but I've got a couple of good tackles and always looking to play it forward. So yeah, Saul gets a 7 from me. Kante was on in the first half, and yeah, Kante gets an 8.5. He was everywhere. I hope he was taken off. I've not heard anything about an injury, so I hope he was taken off just with Manchester City in mind. Get a few minutes under his belt, because he missed a couple of games before last. Get a few minutes under his belt, and he's okay, because you can see why we need him. He was absolutely everywhere again. He gets an 8.5 from me. Saul, you know what? I've seen Saul really criticised this morning. Not even 1.5 games, 120 minutes, and there's people on social media. Oh, I can't see his loan being turned into a sale at the end of the season. Oh, he's useless. Get rid of him. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with them? They can have no appreciation of football and no appreciation of basic humanity. We don't know what he's going to be like. He did a few decent things last night, which made me think, oh look, we've got quality there. I've seen him play for Atletico Madrid loads of times, and he was always quality. This is a pale shadow of what we're going to get. The same as Havertz when he started. People wanted him sold after a game. You know, it's ridiculous. Same with Jorginho, and I'm not his biggest fan, you know. But sell him after 2 games, boo him after 6 games when he comes onto the pitch. I'm not even going to call these people cabbages anymore, because they haven't got the intellect of a cabbage. Now, Saul last night was a mixed bag. I thought he's done some really good things, and again, on 4 occasions he gave the ball away cheaply again and got caught in possession. I'm going to give Saul a 6 last night. The lad worked his socks off, always made himself available when it would be easy to hide, and always getting a challenge in. I saw a lot I liked last night, some that I didn't like, and I'm sure he's going to be an asset. My personal man of the match was playing next to him. I thought that last night Ruben Loftus-Cheek was absolutely excellent in everything he did. Both defensively, he was getting back, put a couple of proper tackles in, but always looking to play it forward. Always looking to play it forward. Some of his dribbling was excellent, and it wasn't just dribbling for dribbling's sake. It was having a go at them, running at them, strong, hard running, bringing men to him, creating space. I thought last night he was absolutely superb, and as I've seen some of his games when he's been on loan and that at Fulham and places like that, I just think he needs to pull on that blue shirt, kiss that badge. He must just love playing in that shirt for that badge, and I love that. And last night, he's my man of the match. He gets a 9. I thought he was absolutely superb. Let me know if you agree or disagree on that. Ziyech, 2 excellent attempts on goal. 1 really, really good save from the keeper. But other than that, he did nothing. 6 times, lost the ball cheaply. And out of those 6 times, 5 times just stood where he'd lost the ball. No thought of running back. as I said to you, I was happy when Barkley came on, because I thought to myself, well, that's a you know, that's an improvement. If I was Ruben Loftus-Cheek and I watched Ziyech, I'd be thinking, do you know what? I've got a chance of getting this side. If I was Ross Barkley and I looked at Ziyech, I'd be thinking, do you know what? I've got a good chance of getting in this side. I think for the times that Ziyech does something well, for me, and I respect everyone's opinions, for me, it's not worth having him on the pitch for 90 minutes very often, because for 86 of those minutes he don't appear to want to work. Sorry, just my opinion. You'll probably disagree. Last night Ziyech gets a 5. Gets a 5. Would have been a 4, but he had 2 decent shots at goal. Decision making poor, defending non-existent. I just thought he was poor. Full stop. Werner, worked hard. Down the middle, cut out to the wings. He just missed a teamwork, and he missed a team player. In fact, a couple of times I thought he should have been greedier, and probably lack of confidence still. I don't know why that is, but he passed when I thought you should have had a bang, mate. Good goal, took his header well, and 5 minutes later should have scored. Stuck it by the post. I don't know what to make of him. He's an enigma. But last night he gets a 7.5 from me. Got his goal, which is all you can ask for a forward, and worked really, really hard without being totally convincing. Mount came on. I don't normally score the subs, but Mount gets a 7.5 as well. I thought he was much improved last night. Bit more back to the old Mason, and he was so poor against Spurs that I think Tommy Tuchel probably thought, right, give him some minutes, build his confidence up, and it should have done, because last night decision making was pretty good. Took one shot on when he could have passed it, but you know what? I'd have been moaning if he'd passed it and it had been cocked up. So when you can shoot and you're within shooting range, I'm not going to criticise him for that. So yeah, he gets a 7.5 from me, as does Ross Barkley. I thought Ross Barkley was a big improvement on Ziyech. And then Lukaku come on pretty late, didn't he? For Saul, it wasn't like for like. Lukaku, he was a nuisance one as soon as he came on, holding the ball up, strength, everything you'd want from him. I won't bother scoring him. And Tommy Tuchel last night, I'm going to give you an 8.5 because you played a lot of youngsters last night and people that don't get minutes, and I thought they'd done really, really well. I didn't think the team would be that cohesive. I didn't think they'd be able to put on a performance like that, and they proved me wrong. Yeah, Villa had a young side out, but when you see the amount of changes we had, a lot of the young players would have played together more than a lot of our players had last night. So yeah, I think it was just about deserved overall, and thanks to Mr. Arrizabalaga for saving that penalty, and through to the next round, Southampton. Pretty pleased all round. Okay, well listen, thanks for watching this. If you can subscribe, that would be brilliant. Tell your friends, say, go and subscribe to old Glenn. Sometimes talks rubbish, sometimes it's a nail on the head, and I'm looking forward to your feedback on last night. I'll be really, really interested. Okay, that's all from me. I shall speak to you after Manchester City. Come on, you Blues, beat that City. Really open up a bit of a gap. That's all I've got to say. So subscribe, throw me a like, please. Loads of people watched last time. About 7 likes. can't believe you all don't like it. Just 2 seconds just to press like. Okay, thanks a lot, folks. Thanks for supporting the channel. Let's have your feedback. That's why I do these. And speak to you at the weekend. Up to Chelsea.